Welcome back, friends, to the Polished Podcast. We hope you're enjoying this insightful discussion with today's guest, Joni Watson. But now, let's add a splash of spontaneity and a sprinkle of fun to the show. It's time for Ask Me Anything. Oh, Joni, here is how Ask Me Anything works. We are about to uncover the woman behind the profession, the quirks behind your expertise. I've received 3 questions from a previous podcast guest, and your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to answer these questions to the best of your ability so we can get deeper insight into who you are. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yes.
I always like to watch the different responses to this because some people are like, I'm kind of nervous about this segment, and it's, You can handle it. You can handle it. I promise. I promise.
A bit of trepidation, but let's go for it.
You're good. It's good. It's good. So today's questions were curated by Denise Lee Yon. Are you familiar with Denise?
I'm not.
Oh, she is awesome. She's spoken a few times at Boldly. She's the co-founder and co-executive director for the Bay Area Center for Faith, Work, and Tech. She's located out in California area.
Excellent.
So anyway, her first question 1.
If you could meet any other leader of any organization, including anyone who is no longer alive, who would it be and why?
Oh my goodness. That's a great question. I think I would probably opt to meet. My mind immediately went to Mother Teresa because of healthcare.
Cool.
So you can see my healthcare bias there. She definitely was someone who cared for every single person, right? The outcasts that nobody would touch, and, was able to care for so many people with very little resources, advocated for resources. I just find that so admirable. She had faith that no matter what would happen, she would have the resources to care for other people. And I have a few people in my network who have actually traveled to serve in her ministry, and the stories that they tell and the impact that she has left are just astounding. Like you arrive day one and you're serving within, 5 minutes of arriving. And so, to be able to talk to someone who has that kind of faith and that kind of compassion to care for other people, it certainly appeals to me, as a nurse. Incredible leader.
Yes, she certainly was. I love that. Mother Teresa. She would be an awesome person to meet for sure. All right. Question 2.
Who in your life has had a bigger impact on you than they might know?
Oh, wow. Might catch some tears, this one, Jane. I think my mind just flashed with all of these incredible people in my life. Yeah. Well, I think he knows it, but my husband has had much more of an impact on me than, I think he would ever give himself credit for, but just the way that he loves me and spurs me on and has been right beside me in, high moments and challenging moments. I think about work transitions that we've navigated together, how he edifies the calling on my life and encourages me day over day, that he will pray for me every day. I mean, he's just the anchor of our home. There was a time in my career where I was growing tremendously at a fast pace and I guess climbing the corporate ladder, so to speak. And it was my husband that held our home together during those times. And what beautiful ways he has served me. He really exemplifies the love of Jesus. Just an incredible man. So hands down, my husband.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. He sounds like a great man. That's awesome.
He is. Yes.
Oh, well, Joni, our final question, question 3.
What's a decision that you once made that you'd actually make differently today?
I know she came in strong with these. I said, that's a great one.
Wow. Thanks.
Yeah.
I think this is a hard one.
It is.
Right?
It's okay.
Because
yes.
all of our decisions have led us to where we are. And
yes.
even difficult decisions, especially difficult decisions, taught me a lot about who I am and different aspects of my leadership style and things like that. Daniel Pink has a great book, The Power of Regrets. And he talks about how a lot of people say no regrets, often hashtag no regrets. I definitely have some regrets.
Yeah.
My decision making.
Me too.
And that's the whole point of his book. So it's hard for me to say this, but I'll do it with a caveat of it was just a painful experience.
Sure.
Honestly. And there was a time in my career where I veered away from the minimum specifications of what I wanted my life to look like and my decisions.
Okay.
So I didn't really mention this, but I have what's called a leadership manifesto. It's a list of 15 or 20 things that guides my decision making. I read it every day. It grounds me in remembering that my life is finite and these are the pieces that are really important. Let's keep the priorities the priority, right? Yeah. And so there was a time in my career where, honestly, I chased a title.
Okay.
And it was a painful moment. I ended up going against, some of the minimum specifications that I usually kept that aligned, and boy, did I feel it almost immediately in that workplace and with that team. And just to spare my own pain of the time, I think I probably would have changed that decision. But again, it's hard for me to say because difficult moments, trials, they refine our faith. And absolutely, I grew in my faith. I grew in wisdom and knowledge. That role shifted the way I thought about certain things. It was a pivotal moment in my life and career. So would I change it? Yes, I would want to change it. But at the same time, God was faithful, even in the midst of my poor decision making. And he used all of that for his glory and brought me to where I am today. So,
well, that is totally fair. And I really appreciate you sharing that with us, Joni, because I know there's a lot of us listening that have been here, been there as well, made decisions that were out of alignment because we were chasing a title or money or whatever you want to fill in the blank with. We're all guilty of that at some level. So I think it humanizes you. So I like it.
Great.
Well, Joni, thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about you with us. And here is the thing, friends. We want you to join the conversation too. Do you have a burning question or a curious musing or a wild wondering about our guests or about leadership? Now's your chance to be part of the action. You can head to our website at polishednetwork.org and submit your questions today. Become a Polished Podcast MVP. Get a mention, plus insight into your favorite guests. So send in those questions today.